Yes, yes, yes. Special edition coffee conversations with Greg J this holiday season. I know you're used to us being up here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I know that you're still catching up on our past broadcasts. Man, just a lot has been going on over the last few days and months. But we're getting ready for that festive season. I guess not really getting ready. We're in the middle of it, just coming off of a great Thanksgiving weekend. Hope you had a great time. Thank you so much for joining us. What some great conversations people have come through here to talk about the pressing issues of the day. Coffee Conversations is where we have culturally relevant conversations from a global perspective. And today, man, so happy. We're gonna talk a little bit about gospel music. Got a Hall of Famer in here. Yay! That's a really good thing. Let's bring her on in. Look, I found some pictures and I got to find them before we get off here. I found some pictures from back in the day because, I've been in this mode of cleaning, like deep cleaning. And so I have a lot of pictures over the years of my career. And I found some pictures, man, they look like babies in the pictures. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get my mouse over here. Tina Campbell is here, Hall of Fame gospel icon. Good morning.
Hello.
How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Great. Nice, nice. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Look, let me just tell you a quick story, and you probably will not remember this, but I'm just going to tell you because you know how you move through the world and you wonder how you're touching people's lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you remember the gospel showcase at Knott's Berry Farm that I created out there when I was with KJLH.
Right.
And you and your sister have performed there so many times. And my father had passed away the week before the gospel showcase, actually a couple of days. And so I was going to not be there, but my mother really wanted me to go. And there were two moments that I had on that day. I was in deep mourning, but you all probably would not have known it. But you looked at me like it was me, your sister, and Andre Russell. And we were all just chopping it up. And then before we, dispersed our little caucus right there, you looked me dead in my eye and you said, "It's going to be all right." And I have always been like, wow, wow, there was really, really, really something. And that one along with Bishop Blake calling me that morning just to offer condolences just made me and gave me so much strength on that day. And I often think about it when I see you on TV and everything. I said, man, that was really like thoughtful for you to just stop and say, hey, look, it's going to be all right. And I want to just publicly thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I think, it's so funny. My sister sent something last night on our family text chain, and she was saying the difference between sympathy and empathy. And she was saying empathy is, it's just the way that this little clip was showing. It was saying empathy is to feel what somebody else is feeling and to relate to it like you're feeling it. And to be able to convey, something that's heartfelt from that perspective, as opposed to, oh, I hope you feel better. You know what I mean? It's just, you can say, I hope you feel better. And depending on if it's sympathy or empathy, it can feel like you really meant it, or, oh, I just had to say something,
Right.
So I'm glad that you felt the love and the compassion, and that it was helpful to you during that time.
Nice, nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get right to it. You got a new project out, I see. Few singles and everything, man.
Yeah. So of course, the world knows me from doing music with my sister, Tina Campbell. But in recent times, I had decided to step away from Mary for quite some time because I have children. And I know a lot of people are in the industry and they have children and they're doing everything. Oh, Lord, I'm looking at myself. I should have put some glasses or something on. Okay, but anyway.
You're doing just fine. Still beautiful.
Women, we're going to be vain. But anyway, I have children. I have multiple children, one going off to college, two in high school, and one in elementary school. And so it's very hard for me to juggle the being gone and being present. I was the mom that would come in town. I plan all the parties. I plan all the vacations. For the main events, I'm there. But day to day, I'm missing my children's development and that constant input that you're able to do to make sure your children are growing up properly and developing properly. You know, grandmothers are only going to do so much, and nannies have limited power. But if I'm there, I can see that you're going the wrong way. You're connecting with the wrong crowd. You're, you know, not having confidence in who you are. You know, you're having whatever those issues are. And so I choose to be present with my children. And so because of that, doing music as Mary becomes hard. But doing music with my husband is easy because we live in the same house. You know what I mean? Doing music alone is even easier. I'm doing music alone next year, but doing music with my sister and trying to coordinate schedules and decide, how much we should do, and she's available, I'm not available, those conflicting things. It was a little too hard for me to manage that with her while I was raising my children. And so doing solo music right now or doing music with my husband just matches my life. And so since Teddy is a musician, I'm a singer, he's a singer, we both write music, we both produce music. It's like, what better time than Christmas to do music together? You can do whatever style of music you want. It's the happiest time of the year. So you got the right energy for the music. And for us, you know, like, we're Christians. Our life revolves around Jesus. So to be able to talk about love and family and Jesus all in one project together, and we don't have to feel tied to each other in our artistry, because my husband has his own whole career. The reason why he's not here is because he's in DC doing Kennedy Center honors right now, drumming, you know, but because, you know, at Christmas time, we can come together and we can do music together. And it's kind of the only time we can do it. So there you have it. That's why Teddy and Tina are doing Christmas music. And I think it's something for the whole family.
Right.
So
right.
I'm excited about it.
You know, let me ask you, I mean, you've been around for a minute. I was just reflecting this morning on how long and the legacy that you have built thus far in your career. And you're saying, okay, I got a child in college and everything. I'm sitting here going, wow, But when I look at it, in my career, one of my first intersections with gospel music was when Shirley Caesar came out with "I Remember Mama." So I saw the revolution of Kirk Franklin days and the so-called controversy that it had to listeners as a new style of gospel music. I saw when Mary came. I mean, I'm thinking these pictures that I have, and I hope that Stephanie sent them to you. But I'm thinking these pictures I have is when you all were brand new, and so knowing that you came breaking the mold of what gospel music is or was in that time and where you are now, what is your assessment of the state of gospel music today?
That's a hard question because I don't want to seem too critical, but I want to be honest. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to underdo it. First of all, I love gospel music. And anytime anybody is talking about Jesus, I'm with it, especially if you're talking about him accurately. And so I'm grateful for all the new gospel music and the new styles and the new trends. Some stuff is just a little, I can't really get with it because I guess I would have to be like 17 to get it. And I ain't 17, but I like the new music. I like the new artists. I like the new rappers and the new artists taking it, doing their own little take on gospel music. This is a thing that's important to me. It's important that whoever is conveying it from their heart for the right reason. If you're doing it for fame, if you're doing it for a check, then you should do pop, R&B, hip hop, something else. But if you're going to do gospel music is God's music. You can't make God's music about you. If you make God's music about you, then it's not going to work. It's not going to be effective. There's tons of people who do music and it goes all around the world and everybody's dancing and feeling good and all that kind of stuff. But if it's gospel music, it is supposed to draw you to the God of the music. It is supposed to draw you to Jesus. And so for a lot of artists who are kind of really more caught up into stardom and really caught up into, this is my swag, this is my vibe, it's my time to shine. I just think gospel music is not the music that people should choose. So right now, I love a lot of what I'm hearing. Some of what I'm hearing, I'm thinking I can feel and sense that people's heart is not really into the God of the music. And I hate when I feel that. I hate when I sense that. That was a little bit when me and Erica came out, that was a little bit part of our fear that we wanted to be embraced by older people. Like we grew up in a church. Like we grew up in church. We was Sunday morning in the middle of Mary and everything else that we was doing. And so Sunday morning, Wednesday night, Tuesday night, Friday night, like church was our whole entire life. Like all our recreation, all our extracurricular, it was church and church folks. And so we wanted everybody in the church to be able to relate to our music, but we had to do it in a way that was true to us. Our music was an extension of how we was doing music at our church with all them young people, you know? And so when we had people like Shirley Caesar, as you mentioned, and all of those elders like the Winans and people who had been here before us embracing us and saying, we like what you're doing. We feel your heart, keep doing what you're doing. It was like all the validation that we needed. I mean, I'm grateful for Grammys, American Music Awards, BT Awards, all them awards that we got. I'm grateful for that. But when we got validation from the people who was in this industry before us, and they said, keep going, keep doing what you're doing, the way that you're doing, because they knew that we weren't trying to be something. We were just being who we are and expressing God the way that it was true for us. And they could tell that that relationship was true for us. So I'm grateful that we had that. And that's the kind of advice I like to give to a lot of the, you know, the young artists, because I have been in this bad boy about 20-something years. And so I can tell, if you don't mean this from your heart, sing another music. Like when people tell me, oh, I'm R&B gospel, and I can tell that they're telling me that because they think putting the R&B title on there makes it something better or something more relatable. And me and Erica never called ourselves R&B gospel. We never chose to be R&B. We just told our record companies that we make music for the world because the world wants this music. They just don't know it. If you give it to them, they gonna like our music. And fortunately, our label did that. So what we tell these new and young artists is, you're supposed to make music, God's music, for the world, not try to make it something that it's not. Make it what it is and make it so well that the world embraces it. So that's what I try to convey to the young artists. And I like what some of them are doing. Some of them, not so much.
Not so much. Right. You know, it's so interesting to hear you coming out with your new project. You're coming joining us out there at, you know, the city of Inglewood's tree lighting ceremony there, and that's really, really great. You know, I feel the ministry in your heart. So this is where this question is coming from. We're all coming out of such a stressful time, pandemic, you know, cries for social justice, crazy elections. You know, there's a lot of stress and stuff out here. We've all lost so many people, but now we're in a space, a holiday season, where we're finally able to come together. I think this is the first tree lighting in 3 years. We're preparing for the Martin Luther King Festival, first Martin Luther King Festival in 3 years. We've been able to get together. What is your blessed hope, your message of love? What can you tell us, Tina? What do you want us to carry within our hearts as we are able to now find this platform of relief and love in our communities?
The gratitude is the attitude. A lot of times we weren't grateful for freedom to go in and out of the house until we couldn't go out of our house. We were not really grateful for teachers because that's not, like, you know, the impressive profession, until we had to become our kids' teachers. We were not really impressed with the grocery store worker and the farmer until COVID hit, and you don't care nothing about celebrities, athletes, or nothing. Give me somebody at this grocery store that's going to help me to ring my stuff up, and I ain't got to be in here for 16, 17 hours. You know what I'm saying? And where are the farmers that's going to give me healthy food? So a lot of times we're not grateful for what we have at our fingertips. And so I would say that gratitude is the attitude, because, you know, you got tree lightings and you got festivals and you got parades and you got all of these events that we couldn't have for a long time. And now we're having them. And so be grateful for the things in your life. Most of us miss all of the blessings in our life because we're looking for something bigger. We want wait for something more. So my thing is, don't miss the local blessing because you're looking for the regional blessing. Don't miss the regional blessing because you're looking for the national blessing. Don't miss the national blessing because you're looking for the international blessing. So we're always looking for something bigger, greater, and stronger. It's like your child was getting a C, now they got a B. We ain't happy about that because we want an A. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to get this kind of new car. I got a new car, but it ain't the car that I wanted. So I'm downplaying the blessing. Like I wanted to get a raise on my job and I got a little raise, but it wasn't what I was expecting. I got promoted, but not exactly what I wanted. Like I finished, but I didn't finish doing everything that I wanted to do. We're not grateful enough. And because we're not grateful, we're living a subpar kind of life, if that's the right way that I can explain it. Like we're not getting the best out of our life. And I'm preaching to the choir. Like we're
Mhm.
not we're not enjoying all of the beauty of the life that God has given us, because most of the time we zero in on what's wrong. We zero in on what's not here. We zero in on what we don't have, and we missing what we do have. So again, if attitude is the gratitude, if gratitude is the attitude, then people will be grateful for things like tree lightings in your city and festivals and parades and things like that in your city. Because remember when we couldn't even go out the doors and see anybody in the city? So it's a huge blessing to be able to celebrate Christmas and get outside and hear music and experience people and interact with other people and not be scared that, I'm going to get sick and this is going to end up in a fatality.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Name of your project, is it Christmas at Our House? Is that
Christmas at our house. Now I will say this:
yeah.
the project Christmas at our house, and it's with me and my husband Teddy and Tina.
Uh-huh.
Um, that's coming December 9th. But
Okay.
what's out right now is two of our singles. One that's called Our House. It's a whole entire party anthem. Like all this that I'm doing, that
Yeah.
song is all that.
Right.
And then there's another song, Remember Jesus, that's back to our roots.
Mhm,
Of
mhm.
course, we're Christian. We love Jesus. We live for him. And so there's no way we can do a Christmas project and not, convey what this season is really all about. But outside of that, you got love music, you got family music, you got party music, event music, and all of that. So it's something on there for everybody. So Remember Jesus is out and Our House is out. And so people can download or stream those. But the full project, Christmas at Our House, comes Friday, December 9th.
Nice. Okay. Well, shoot, that next week.
Yeah,
Right?
we finna be all up in here.
Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Now let me ask you this: in your travels, do you go to Africa? I mean, we here at Coffee Conversations with Greg J and everything that we do, our Beach City Radio, everything. We are coming from a Black perspective, but we are global. We believe in building bridges of music, arts, and culture with Africa and African Americans. And wanted to know, do you go to the continent? And if you have, what's the reception for you and Mary Berry, and what's the history?
Well, first of all, I've been going to the continent of Africa for probably over 25 years.
Nice.
I love being there. I love looking around and seeing nothing but brown faces. It just does something for me. I
Right.
can't really even explain it. But my first time going there, I was singing background with an artist, Kenny Lattimore,
Oh, yes.
and we had gone out there for the Mandela celebration. It was I don't think it was his release. I think it was like his presidency or something like that. But we went out there for, or maybe it was a birthday celebration. But we went out there for Mandela celebration, and all I could see at this stadium like area, it was just droves and droves of people. It had to be more than 100. It was probably hundreds of thousands of people out there because it's
Yeah.
Mandela, and we were in South Africa, and just looking out on all of those brown people, I felt this massive sense of pride,
Yeah.
and I couldn't even explain. I was just like, I feel like I'm at home. Like this
Yes.
makes me feel good about my life and my existence, because in this country, you don't see our people in masses like that. And
Mhm,
when you do see our people in masses like that, it's like in music concerts. And
mhm.
I've just never seen that many people gathered together just to celebrate someone whose life that had made a difference. And he's, fighting for political justice and standing for what is right for all of these people. And you got all these black people that are in authority, and all of these black people that are intelligent and capable and productive people in society. And I just saw all this brownness and was like, I love this. I love
Right.
this. So I've been back. I think two of my children have been to Africa with me. My husband and I have been to Africa. Erica and I, as Mary, have gone to Africa countless times. We've been to Nigeria a bunch of times. We've been to South Africa. We've been to Durban. I know we've been to those places, and we had incredible reception
Mhm.
in Africa. Our music is played everywhere down there. They are very, very, very friendly in Africa. And so I can't wait to revisit the continent, just the continent where you see people that look like you, and the roots and the heritage of your family and your ancestors come from this place. It's just a sense of pride that comes with being there. So I always love being there. Plus, can't nobody dance like them.
That's right. You know,
Man,
and the drums hit different over there too.
they go so hard, the way that they dance, the way that their music, like the even if it's church stuff, like the way that they just enjoy music, and they're so rhythmic. And
Yeah.
I just the music is rhythmic, the way they dance is rhythmic. It's like everybody seems like they whole professional dancers down there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
I
love
love
it.
it too. I love it too. You know, let me ask you this abstract question. So when you go there, do you see people that look exactly like your friends and homies that
Wait, say it
like
again.
do you see people that look exactly like your friends and homies back home? Like for
You know
me,
what?
as an example, I have gone to, you know, just being out there, South Africa, Ghana, and I look at there's an African walking by and go, "Hey, what are you doing over here?" You know, it's like looks exactly like somebody that
Right.
I know here at home.
That's the thing that was surprising to me. Like, I didn't, my first times out there, I didn't know what to expect. To see
Mm,
so many shades of color and textures of hair and
yeah, yeah,
skin and all of that. Like, before you go, you have this idea, most of the time, a misconception based on what TV is showing you. But then
sure.
when you go, it's like, oh, Africans come in all shades too.
Yes, yes,
Africans come in all textures too. And so yes, I've seen tons of people like, you look like my cousin, or
right.
oh, you look like my manager, or like you look like somebody that went to my church.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice,
totally.
nice. All right, all right. Good stuff. I know you got limited time with this, so let me just end with this here. You know, first of all, thank you for coming out for the City of Inglewood tree lighting ceremony that's happening
Yeah.
on Thursday, December 1st, y'all. And y'all might probably get this broadcast after, and that's okay. You know, you can probably see our stream and everything like that, but it's just good to have Tina as part of the library of Coffee Conversations with Greg J. She's got a new project out there. Tell us where we can get that, Tina.
The new project, it is called Christmas at Our House with Teddy and Tina. It comes out December 9th, and it will be available everywhere that music is streamed and downloaded. Right now, we have the single Our House, which is the party anthem, and we have Remember Jesus, which is a song about, the song is self-explanatory, remembering Jesus this holiday season. Both of those are available. Our House and Remember Jesus are available right now everywhere that music is streamed and downloaded. Or you can follow us at Teddy and Tina. That's on Facebook, IG, and YouTube. And on Facebook and IG, you can click the link in our bio, and it'll lead you to the music. It'll lead you to the merch. It'll lead you to everything we got going on. We've got
Um,
video
yeah.
premieres coming up. We've got events that we're inviting people to come spend Christmas with us. All of that stuff coming up. And so if you go to our page at Teddy and Tina on IG or Facebook, you can click the link in the bio and find out more about that.
Stuff to beat. Make sure you send it to Beach City Radio, beachcityradio.com. You know, after all those years at KJLH, you know, launched my own business. I'm out here in Long Beach now, as where we originate,
Hey,
but
LBC.
we're global, and we are really practicing the thesis of digital radio, everything online, everything. You know, this is something I used to preach as a marketing executive. It's like, okay, this is the future, and now we're practicing it, and make sure that we get, you know, all of your projects. Make sure your folks have our information over here. Plus, we have, you know, we're doing a lot of stuff like producing the Christmas tree lighting and the Martin Luther King festivals and all that. We're doing a lot of that work, continuing. So please keep us in your mix, because we would love to continue to support. I'm just glad I've known you since the beginning.
I mean, we go back, right? Listen,
Yeah.
I remember those times at the gospel night at Knott's Berry Farm. I remember those interviews in the back. I remember all of that.
Yeah.
I remember coming to the station and you
Yes.
setting us all up and making sure we had everything in place. I remember that. And so congratulations to you and everything that you're doing independently. It's wonderful to see the evolution.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Let me ask you this. All right, so now you're gonna be in Inglewood tomorrow with us. What's it like to come home? And I say, here you are now, superstar, gospel icon, but you was round the way girl not too long ago now. What's it like to
I
get
need you around the way, girl.
right? so so what's it
Um,
like to hit the block in Inglewood?
it just feels like home. It's been some very full circle moments this year, like for us, me and Erica, to go back and sing at the Super Bowl right down the street from my grandmother's house, right down the street from the high school that I went to, right down the street from the fast food restaurants we used to eat at all the time, right down the street from where we used to walk to. Like, it was just crazy. It just, I don't know, it's just like this full circle moment. And so that's what I feel like, to have done the Super Bowl and then to come back and do the tree lighting. It's just, it's wonderful. It just, I don't know, it's just a sense of pride, a sense of gratitude, a sense of being back at home. Like, when I get there, I'm gonna, where the event is being hosted at, I'm like, I used to walk from my junior high school to my sister's high school, because of course little kids always want to be around the bigger kids.
Yeah,
So I used to walk from Crozier over
Crozier,
to Inglewood High, like right through that space, like all
right,
where City Hall is and the library. I was like, that used to be my hood. That used to be my neck of the woods. Like, so
nice,
lived in neighborhoods all over there, because we lived around Inglewood a lot. We lived in several different places in
right,
Inglewood.
right,
So
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
Inglewood was really my life. And so it
yeah.
just feels like I'm coming back home.
Nice, 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 nice. All right. Any last words you want to say to the people? I'm tearing up just listening to it. That's a beautiful feeling. I'm from San Diego, California, and I know that when I
Uh,
go through there, and you're like, man, it's really, really something to
yeah.
roll through home.
Yeah.
Any last words you'd like to say to the people?
I'd like to say thank you to the city of Inglewood for inviting me to be a part of the tree lighting. You listen, I'm coming out there with the party music. I'm coming out there with the heartfelt music. I'm coming out there with the full of faith music. And I'm just ready to enjoy myself and enjoy the season with everybody. Please follow us, subscribe, like, all that kind of stuff at Teddy and Tina. And I hope that this music, especially the first single that's called Our House, I hope
Mm,
that Our House ends up at everybody's house. I hope that everybody feels that connectedness, that love, that fun, that excitement of this season. And I hope that our music can be the backdrop to that. So y'all go get Teddy and Tina's new Christmas music.
all right. I'm gonna put that in the chat. Just follow them at Teddy and Tina. It's AND and not the ampersand, right?
That's right, A&D.
Okay. All right, y'all. I got you. I got you. Look, C. Vaughn says she's the same Tina from back in the day. Look at that. you
Right?
know,
Yep. At
TLP
Hollywood
and
Park.
all.
Yep.
Yes,
I'm over
yes,
here looking at the comments. That's me. I did
yeah.
Hollywood Park with Bishop Omer.
Nice.
Like, me and Erica did it probably almost 20 years ago.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Look, Hollywood Park is so fine now.
I'm saying Hollywood Park.
wow.
No more.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff. All right, y'all. Look at that. Tina Campbell coming through, sipping coffee with her brother. I am so blessed that we're able to get so many different people to come through from all aspects. I'm just little old me over here in my little studio trying to make it all happen and inform and serve the community. And, God opens doors and allows
Love it. I love it.
Super Campbell right here to make it happen with us. Thank you so much, Tina.
You're welcome.
And I'll see you on tomorrow. All right, y'all. Look, you can get this broadcast on our Coffee Conversations with Greg J Facebook page and get it on YouTube. We're going to repurpose the audio, put it out there as a podcast, and wherever you get your favorite podcast, you know where it is: iHeart, Spotify, Apple, Google, all of them. Just put it in there. Coffee Conversations with Greg J. All right, y'all. You know what it is. Love one another. Love one another. Love one another. Peace and blessings.